didn't do my hair. I'm still in my dirty dancing pajamas because no one puts baby in a corner. But I did my makeup, so it's all good in the end. So I decided to do a nice kind of relaxed video where I talk about the last few things I want to achieve in book and writing related terms before the end of the year. Because we are at that time of year where it's almost the end of 2017 and I'm doing surprisingly well on my goals that I set at the start of the year, but no spoilers for my 2018 goals video. No. So what I want to discuss in this video is the couple of books that I want to finish before the end of the year, the series I want to start, the writing goals I want to add on to the additional ones that I set at the start of the year, and that kind of thing. I've chosen 3 books to specifically read these 3 books before the end of the year. One I'm kind of like on the fence, but the other 2 I'm pretty set and determined that I want to read those before the year ends. I'm going to start with this one because I've been thinking about reading this one for the longest and I think it's been on my shelf for the longest. That is A Crack in Everything by Ruth Frances Long. I was really excited when I first got this book because it like comes with a bookmark that's themed. I've read a book by Ruth Frances Long before and I really enjoyed it. It's set in Dublin City and I go in and out of Dublin City almost every single day. I work there, I've studied there. For years I've gone in and out so often. So to read a book set there is really exciting, but I've never got to it. And I've had it on my shelf for, I've got the receipt in the front cover. Let me tell you how long it's been on my shelves for. Since the 10th of October 2014. It's been there for 3 years. Originally I was waiting until the second 2 books in the series were released, and now that they are, I'm kind of hoping that the bookshop I've been eyeing up the sequels in will have them on some kind of sale come Black Friday. So I'm going to hold on for that. And if that happens, then I'm going to get the sequels. So in order to make myself feel better about that, I definitely have to read this soon. So that's what I'm going to do. The second book I want to finish before the end of this year is e.m.m.a.f.a.g.a.n by Christopher Paolini. This book has been on my shelves only since April, so it's a relatively new addition to my collection. But a little birdie told me to get on this one soon. So I'm planning to read this one before the end of the month. I've heard nothing but incredible things about this book. Everyone seems to love it and they're kind of like disgusted that I haven't read it yet. So because I have this book and my nephew let me borrow the second book, I decided probably about time that I read them. Anywho, this is the second book. Now this last book that I'm going to read before the end of the year is Gates of Thread and Stone by Laurie M. Lee. I put this book off for the same reason that I put the first book off, and that is because the second 2 books hadn't been released. And now the second book has, but the third book still hasn't been announced and it's been a couple of years. I don't know if the third book is going to be released soon or ever, so I decided it was finally just time to read it because I've read the summary a few times and I've been tempted to pick it up and then I'm like no, because I'm going to have to reread it by the time the last book comes out. But anyway, I want to read this book because it sounds really good and I've been excited to read it since I got it and just have been putting it off. I've been putting this book off. It's one of the ones I've been saving because I've wanted to enjoy it as a trilogy, but I just haven't read it yet. Anyway, next section of this video is my writing goals. If you don't know, I'm writing a novel. It's still in the early drafts. I mean, I've been working on it for a year. I'm technically on my 4th draft of it and it's nearly at 90,000 words. Very exciting time. I fixed most of the plot holes. There's a few inconsistencies that I need to go back and fix, but I'm really happy with the plot, with the characters and how they develop, and I'm really happy with the world that I've created. What I'm hoping by the end of the year is to get a completed draft where there's like no plot holes, no inconsistencies, nothing like that. Make sure everything is as consistent as I can make it, and then to go in and start on a polishing draft. And what I mean by that is to go in on a draft where I make the writing better. Because so far I've been focusing on plot and characters and the world building, but I haven't been focusing overly much on the writing. So I need to change that. My goal for the end of the year is to finish the final messy draft and start the next phase of drafting, if you will, because there's many more to come. I'm under no illusions that it'll be finished quickly. Anyway, I want to do that. I also want to work on illustrations for it, though there doesn't seem to be much point on working on many illustrations until I know that everything in the plot is concrete and not going to move, because I've done a few illustrations and a few things have changed, so they're now useless. They're no good to me. So I'm going to wait for a little bit before I do any more of those. So before the end of 2017, those are the things I'd like to do. Read specifically these 3 books, finish the draft, start illustrations. I can do it. I'm a busy girl, but I can do it. First I gotta get better. Let me know what you hope to achieve by the end of the year in the comments below. I hope you get to wear your favourite pyjamas tonight, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.